Hello, welcome to the database chapter in IGCSE ICT. In this video, we are going to learn what are databases, what are the different elements involved in databases, and how can we work with databases in our course. First, we need to talk about tables. You already have been working with tables when you use a spreadsheet software as Excel, Microsoft Excel. So when you work with a table, the table normally is organized in columns, right? And the entries of the tables are organized in rows. So a database will be composed for different tables that hopefully the tables are connected, creating a relationship between the different tables within the database. Now, these tables are structured in a similar way to what we use in a spreadsheet software, but using databases software, we are able to make those relationships happen. Let's understand what are the elements on a table. When we are, for example, in this case, we have a table that is for teachers, and you can see the different columns. Now, columns are called fields, and each entry of this table is called records. So columns are called fields, and the rows are called records. Those field names need to make sense, and we're going to emphasize that when we are importing a database that we have into our database software. So our database software, and the one that we're going to be working with, is called microsoftaccess. And in microsoftaccess, we will be able to import the tables, creating a databases with multiple tables. We're going to create relationship between the tables. We're going to be able to create data entry, which is, imagine that you have a survey from Microsoft Form or Google Form, and you collect information with that survey, and then if you want to analyze or create or do something with that information, you need to export it, right? Now, within microsoftaccess, we are going to be able to create those forms, which will be useful for collecting the information from the user and populate the tables in our database with that form. And then with those tables, we're going to be able to create some interaction between them. And this is the work that we are going to mainly be doing with databases. Let's go back to the tables, right? So we know the different elements, right? Take a look of these two tables here. This is the teacher table, as we saw before, and this is the student table. An important concept when we are working with tables in databases is the primary key. A primary key will be a field, right? Will be an element on a field that will tell you that this specific record, remember records are the rows, is unique. So you don't have duplication of data, because if you have duplication of data, that will corrupt your data and will result into data loss, and you don't want that. So when you have a primary key, you are guaranteeing that each of them are unique, and that is the identifier of that particular record. Is when you go to the supermarket and you buy a product. Yes, you're buying the same product, that there are many others. However, that product have a barcode, and that barcode there is the ID of that product, so it makes it unique within all of the similar items that you are buying in the supermarket. So that is primary key. And when we work with when we work with table, we need to make sure that we have a primary key. These two tables have primary key. For the teacher table, for example, we are using initials of the teacher's name and surname to create the ID. So it will guarantee that it's unique. Yes, if you do this automatically, you may have problems with duplication, but that's why you need to make sure that they are different when you are creating it. You are input that ID or generating that by a sequence. For example, when you have students here, you can see that they are in a sequence of a number, right? Including a letter at the beginning of that. So that sequence would guarantee that you don't have repetition, but also will help you to generate that automatically, which is different than if you use a surname and name for the teacher here, because if you have Simon Jordan, it will have the same ID as Sarah Jordan, and you don't want that to happen. In this case, I reckon that you will have to input the primary key by yourself. However, when you create a sequence, you can do it automatically. Cool. So this is everything for this video. In the next video, we're going to learn how to import a database into our database software, Microsoft Access. Bye-bye.